Good evening, and welcome to the 2022 Volunteers of America Oregon Community Changemakers, presented by the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation. And now, please welcome your host for this evening, Brenda Braxton.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton with KGW-TV, and I'll be your host this evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. For the next 30 minutes, you will hear incredible stories about the work Volunteers of America Oregon is doing in our community. Community Changemakers highlights and celebrates the steadfast commitment VOA has to the residents of Oregon. More than 126 years ago, Volunteers of America Oregon made this pledge: go wherever we are needed and do whatever comes to hand, no matter the cost, in order to serve our communities. Those costs, both financial and physical, are great at times, especially since the spring of 2020. That's why we're here tonight. This is your opportunity to join Team VOA as a community change maker. At any point during the program, you can donate critical dollars to VOA Oregon via the QR code on your screen. You can also visit voaor.org or give us a call at 503-595-2040. Every cent you donate will further support VOA Oregon and its mission, promoting self-determination, building strong communities, and standing for social justice. Now let's hear from the leader who's been guiding VOA Oregon for more than 20 years, President and CEO Kay Turan.
Thank you, Brenda, and good evening to all. Welcome to the VOA Oregon annual fundraiser, Community Changemakers. Over the last 21 years, VOA Oregon has honored and recognized the contributions of key community leaders with the Priest Award for Excellence. This year, we have changed the title of our event, still recognizing and honoring the contributions made by many in our community, but reinforcing that our organization is making significant positive changes in our community. You will hear from several in our community that have led the change agenda or been a recipient of our services. So let's get started. Since 1896, Volunteers of America Oregon has been providing high-quality services to children, youth, adults, and families in need of critical and essential social services. Our focus is to create thriving environments for everyone to grow, be healthy, and be safe. From the youngest child to the eldest community member, our services meet people where they are while providing resources, supporting the individual, and building stronger families. Our comprehensive continuum of services offers a holistic approach to supporting individuals on their road to wellness. Through our evidence-based, trauma-informed, and culturally appropriate care, we are able to focus on individual needs and guide participants to a healthy life. The dedicated, highly trained staff of VOA Oregon bring compassion and joy to their work each day. Their commitment to providing support that ensures success for the individuals we serve is inspiring. Team VOA Oregon is here providing essential wraparound services to those in our community, including families, the aging population, young people, men and women returning from prison, people with disabilities, and those recovering from addictions. Through education, mentors, and resources, we work with people to build a strong support system to help them live healthier lives. Our work at VOA Oregon touches the mind, body, heart, and ultimately the spirit of those we serve. Last year, we were able to serve 6,143 people during the pandemic. It is because of generous support from people like you, our community of change makers, that we're able to provide hope to so many. One change maker that comes to mind, whose legacy of giving to VOA Oregon and so many others in our community, is Jordan Schnitzer and the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation. The Care Foundation is our presenting sponsor of this proud event, And aside from the generosity Jordan and his late parents and his team at the foundation provide for community change makers, they also support VOA Oregon in numerous other ways. This includes through their CommuniCare program, which provides high school students with the opportunity to grant funding to local nonprofits for initiatives chosen by the student body. Jordan and the CARE Foundation also come forward in situations of crisis, such as with the devastation from the wildfires we experienced here in Oregon 2 years ago. Jordan came to us with a mission to help during a time when the need was heavy. His contributions supported those in our community with rescue, safety, and essential needs. The CARE Foundation supports more than 200 nonprofits on an annual basis through various initiatives, including arts and culture, youth, education, medicine, social services, and other community activities. Jordan Schnitzer and the Harold and Arlene CARE Foundation are a true example of a community change maker, and we are so grateful to name them as a partner and a friend of VOA Oregon. Thank you, Jordan, and everyone at the CARE Foundation for your ongoing support of this event. With the help of our supporters, it is our pleasure to serve this community. I invite you to join us in contributing to making Oregon a better place to live, work, and grow. At any point during the broadcast, you can give by scanning the QR code on your screen, by visiting voaor.org, or by giving us a call at 503-595-2040, and someone will be on the line to take your donation. On behalf of Team VOA, we thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your support.
The pandemic changed the way VOA Oregon served its clients and simultaneously increased the need for those services in our community. Team VOA responded during this crisis by offering virtual and telehealth options so people could receive the support they needed. One example of this is our home-free domestic violence services. When the stay-at-home order began on March 23, 2020, Portland police recorded a 22% increase in arrests related to domestic violence. The home-free commitment to reaching survivors means mobile, active advocacy that reduces the barriers to domestic violence support services. Let's hear from Team VOA.
I think it's a little bit of a myth to say domestic violence when it doesn't just occur in the home. It is really a form of intimate terrorism that impacts survivors' lives everywhere, in the home and outside of the home.
Youth oftentimes feel very afraid if they have experienced some sort of harm. They can be very hesitant to seek out support.
Home Free offers comprehensive services to survivors of domestic and sexual violence, ranging from crisis intervention, intervening at that most dangerous time for survivors, to stabilization with housing and other supports, to long-term permanent follow-up.
I have the opportunity to go into schools, various places in the community, to meet with youth in classrooms or in other settings, to provide education about healthy relationships, consent, and dating violence prevention.
We offer emotional support, safety planning, as well as motel vouchers so people can have a quick place to go. Domestic and sexual violence does not discriminate. We work with people of all different backgrounds, race, ethnicities, gender, sexuality, and income level. As much as 99% of domestic violence cases involve financial abuse, destroying someone's credit, taking out loans in the survivor's name, or even their children's name, stopping them from going to work or school to increase their income, can be harming children or pets, or even threatening to harm children or pets. When most people think of sexual violence, they think of a stranger violently assaulting or raping a survivor. Oftentimes, sexual violence can be coercion, pressuring the person to have sex when they don't want to. It can also involve reproductive coercion, so keeping a survivor pregnant to maintain power and control. The demand for domestic and sexual violence services have skyrocketed during the pandemic. The pandemic and stay-at-home orders fueled further isolation for survivors, saying you have to stay in abusive homes. It kept children out of schools, which is another safety net for our system. We could easily double or triple our staff and still not even make a dent in the need.
I want to make sure that no youth ever feels that they're alone in this journey, because they aren't.
I've been doing this work for about 12 years. I entered because I'm a survivor myself. And I really wanted to give back and make sure that no one had to live a life filled with violence.
Now's your chance to be a part of VOA Oregon. You can help survivors of domestic violence regain their safety and their freedom. To give, scan the QR code on your screen. Visit voaor.org or give us a call at 503-595-2040. Any contribution, no matter the size, can really change lives. This evening, you'll learn the many ways VOA Oregon is affecting positive change in our community. Another example of this is through its outpatient services. They include home-based recovery, treatment for substance use disorder, problem gambling, mental health support, and corrections counseling and reentry, providing integrated treatment to clients involved in the criminal justice system. VOA Oregon offers a holistic outpatient experience that helps clients define their own success. For more on that, here is the outpatient services team.
They say you can't think your way into a new way of living. You have to live your way into a new way of thinking.
I myself have a lived experience through a drug court program.
In my early recovery, wasn't sure what to do with myself.
I just turned 36 and I was alone. I hadn't seen my kids for a couple years.
I remember feeling lost and lonely.
I remember thinking, this is it.
And in came a counselor.
I work to develop programs that help individuals regain a life that they didn't know that they wanted.
Part of my recovery is I just wanted to help other people.
We offer a variety of programs to help you overcome your charges in your substance and mental health addictions.
I went through the program in 2018.
I just can't tell you how grateful I am and how important it is to have a support network.
Reconnecting families in this, in my role, is probably one of the most rewarding things that I get from this job.
The relationship I've reestablished with my eldest son, the relationship I've reestablished with my mom and dad and my sister. And
my daughter just turned 19 in June. I got to see her for her birthday. You know, and the relationships are better now than they ever were.
There's magic in that building. There's magic in this organization.
I met several people who inspired me at Volunteers of America.
Access to getting help and treatment is getting kind of limited because we're having to create wait lists for clients to get help right now because we don't have the funding or the resources to treat all the people in the county at this moment. There should be at least 255 people. If you look at how many people struggle with gambling disorders in the population, and we're not seeing that. I mean, I'm maxed out, but I'm only one person at this time.
At KGW, we believe that when an engaged and inspired community comes together, great things are possible. And what might seem like a small gesture can lead to big change. Providing meals for those struggling to put food on the table, cleaning public spaces for the health and safety of everyone, setting up students with the tools they need to succeed, and bringing joy to thousands of kids around the holidays. Together, we are making a difference.
Now we'd like to recognize several of our donors and sponsors who have so generously contributed to make this night possible. Our presenting sponsor, Jordan Schnitzer, and the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation. Thank you so much for your continued support over the years. And for everybody watching right now, you can do your part too. Show your appreciation by following our sponsors on social media. Finally tonight, we'd like to highlight the work of our prevention services team and all that it's doing at VOA Oregon. Members strive to foster happy and healthy communities. By helping build environments that support behavioral health, we equip participants with the skills they need to meet challenges and make healthy decisions.
When I was a kid, gamblers were considered kind of like these amoral, broken, just bad people. People didn't really realize it was a neurological disorder going on, very similar to addiction, right? The reward pathways hijacked. So most of the gamblers I work with use gambling as a way to escape. It's a way to dissociate from their reality of how difficult their life is or the pain that they're carrying around from past traumas. The problem gambling used to be under impulse control disorder, but under the newest edition, the DSM-5, it moves actually to addiction disorders. People that struggle with gambling disorders exhibit much of the similar behaviors that people that struggle with substance use do. It's more of a hidden addiction, so there's a lot of guilt and shame when we're working with our clients. More so than most people that struggle with substance use and mental health issues. There's also a higher level of death by suicide than people that struggle with problem gambling. Because of the financial pieces, the money piece, it can be such a deep hole that it looks absolutely impossible to ever get out of. We all stress about finances, but these people put themselves really literally behind an 8-ball. Looks very hopeless for them by the time they come to my office. If we stop the gambling, the money really starts to kind of fix itself it's a deep hole, but it really starts to recover and you can start seeing the positive impact that not gambling is having on their life, which increases their motivation. As I tell my clients, the opposite of addiction is connection. Because addiction pushes out the people and the things in our lives that are good, that love us, that make us who we are. I'm in long-term recovery, and in my early recovery, wasn't sure what to do with myself. I did one of my internships with VOA. One of my professors is an employee at VOA, so that's when I first started to learn about it, hear about it. In Multnomah County, I am the only full-time certified gambling addictions counselor. There should be at least 255 people. If you look at how many people struggle with gambling disorders in the population, I'm maxed out, but I'm only one person. Access to getting help and treatment is getting kind of limited because we're having to create wait lists for our clients to get help right now because we don't have the funding or the resources to treat all the people in the county at this moment. I don't think anybody wants to go to the basement of a church to go to a meeting, or at least they never pictured themselves there. I know I didn't, but that's where I found my peeps. And so most of the people that are successful do engage in those things. Without outside connections, it's difficult to be successful in any addiction. You can't, it's really hard to do it alone.
As you've heard over the course of this program, Volunteers of America Oregon is working every day towards making Oregon a better place for our community members to live, grow, and thrive. Thanks to the support from you, our network of community changemakers, we are able to accomplish this together. Individuals, families, and friends across our beautiful state are in need of services that Volunteers of America Oregon provides. We offer child care and support for families experiencing stressors associated with child abuse and neglect, prevention services, which will help break the cycle of generational trauma for youth and adults in various capacities, including problem gambling, addiction, and violence. Our day services for disabled and aging adults provides physical and virtual social and community respite, which, especially during the isolation of the pandemic, are so needed for both caregivers and seniors alike. We also cater to those struggling with addiction in its many forms, including alcohol, drug abuse, and gambling through our treatment programs. We serve the needs of victims of domestic violence by assisting with both emergency and permanent housing, offering emotional support, and providing personal, financial, and educational goal planning resources. At VOA Oregon, we are proud to serve the people of our community to meet them where they are. We provide specialized care every day to make our community stronger and a better place for many that need our help. We need your help. There's a vital need to fund these essential programs and for us to continue to support the needs of our community. We are asking for your contribution. There is no gift too small. And with your contribution, we can continue to do the work that is so desperately needed. And more than just giving a gift today, we would love for you to also join us in your commitment to our community by becoming an advocate for change along with us at Volunteers of America Oregon. By visiting our website, you can learn about all the many programs and services we offer. Make a gift, sign up to become a volunteer, follow us on social media, and join our mailing list to stay up to date in all that we are doing. We're here year-round and dedicate ourselves and our work to seeing positive change in our community. If this is something that resonates with you, we'd love to have you connect with us. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight, staying with us to listen to the compelling stories of our clients, staff, and community members alike, and making a contribution to help impact lives of Oregonians in need. We look forward to seeing positive change in our community with you.
Dear Volunteers of America Oregon,
I was on the wrong path, doing drugs,
alcohol, you name it.
Volunteers of America gave me the opportunity to be a part of my family. They're my everything, and they have always been my everything.
Thanks to your help, my life started changing, and I haven't looked back, learning how to live a life sober. I would say thank you, Volunteers of America, for helping me see that I am worth it, helping me see that I do have a life worth living. I am a good person. And there's more to me that meets the eye.
The donations are probably the most important part of Volunteers of America. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to get clean and sober and have my life back.
It feels absolutely amazing.
They just gave me the world.
On behalf of Volunteers of America Oregon and the thousands of lives you're helping support, we'd like to say thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight, for learning more about some of the programs and services VOA Oregon offers, and for joining our mission to lead the way toward positive change in our community. We'll see you again soon. Have a great evening.